Cha Woo-sol, a high school student who ended up in prison after fighting a bully. Initially, Woo-sol kept to himself and studied hard hoping to enter university. But things worsened when Bae Seok-Chan, a transfer student, arrived. Turns out Seok-Chan and Woo-sol had a bad history. Seok-Chan was Woo-sol's former bully, and worse, a boxing champion. Eager to mark his new territory, Seok-Chan started fights and targeted Woo-sol again. A female classmate tried to help him, but got beaten by Seok-Chan too. When Seok-Chan slapped Woo-sol's friend, Woo-sol weakly said, "Stop." Seok-Chan turned and punched Woo-sol's face, beating him until helpless. Then Woo-sol spotted a pen on the floor. He grabbed it, stood up to fight. Seok-Chan laughed and dared him to stab the pen into his eye. Without thinking, Woo-sol stabbed the pen into Seok-Chan's eye. Seok-Chan screamed in pain. Classmates froze. After the incident, Woo-sol was convicted of attempted murder and sent to juvenile prison, where he met Jung Do-Hyun. Do-Hyun was a rising MMA world champion. At just 18, he'd won multiple titles and was idolized in sports. Sadly, his bright future shattered when he killed 3 armed robbers who murdered his family. It happened after a victory party celebrating his youngest world champion record. His mom called worried he'd drive drunk. His sister teased him about moving to MMA heavyweight. Do-Hyun said he'd be home soon. Arriving home, the house was dark and silent. He walked in, put down his things, grabbed water from the fridge. After drinking, he noticed blood on his hands. Panicked, he searched for his family and found his sister near the dining table, his mother bloodied nearby. A robber choked him with a rope from behind. Do-Hyun broke free, lost control, slammed the robber onto a table, and broke his leg. The second robber attacked, but Do-Hyun broke his arm and bashed his head repeatedly against stair rails. While doing this, the third robber stabbed Do-Hyun. Unfazed, Do-Hyun punched the third robber and brutally beat him to death. Declared guilty of murder, he'd served exactly 2 years when he met Woo-sol. Soon after entering prison, Woo-sol accidentally made enemies with Won-jun. Won-jun and Sung-young ruled the prison. Opponents got beaten for life. During a soccer match, Woo-sol accidentally kicked a ball into Won-jun's groin. An angry Won-jun sought revenge. As Woo-sol was dragged away, Do-Hyun passed by, but ignored them. Terrified, Woo-sol broke free, ran to Do-Hyun, grabbed his arm, and begged for help. Do-Hyun helped by ordering Won-jun to leave Woo-sol alone. Won-jun challenged him to a fight and lost to one punch from Do-Hyun. After this, Woo-sol stayed under Won-jun's radar. In class, a guard summoned Woo-sol for a visitor. How surprised Woo-sol was when he found out that the person who wanted to visit him was Seok-Chan. Shocked, Woo-sol saw Seok-Chan's blinded eye. Tearfully, Woo-sol apologized repeatedly, but Seok-Chan refused forgiveness and vowed revenge once Woo-sol was freed. After the meeting, Woo-sol became listless. His spirits lifted watching Do-Hyun train through a window. Woo-sol approached Do-Hyun, thanking him for earlier help, then kept offering milk boxes. Ignored repeatedly, Do-Hyun finally asked what Woo-sol wanted. Woo-sol said he wanted to learn from him. Do-Hyun refused, but Woo-sol persisted tearfully, sharing his exhausting life of weakness. Moved, Do-Hyun agreed to train him on one condition: run 100 laps. Woo-sol accepted. By lap 71, he staggered, fell, vomited. Memories of past bullying made him push harder. Do-Hyun told him to stop, but Woo-sol kept running until collapsing into Do-Hyun's arms. Later, Do-Hyun used his warden connections to move Woo-sol to his cell. There, Do-Hyun trained him brutally: push-ups, pull-ups, tire punching. As expected, training was grueling, but Woo-sol was determined to get strong and live normally. Months of training bonded them. Learning Do-Hyun would transfer to adult prison, Woo-sol lost focus. Do-Hyun noticed and asked what was wrong. Woo-sol asked about the transfer. Do-Hyun smiled. "Should I keep babysitting you?" Later, Woo-sol's cellmate visited but got dragged off by Won-jun's crew for failing to lure Woo-sol out. They beat him until Woo-sol helps him and beats them up, but Woo-sol still holds himself back from losing control. The next day, Won-jun's crew baited Woo-sol into fighting Won-jun. Unsurprisingly, Won-jun beat him badly, but Woo-sol refused to quit and won. He nearly killed Won-jun till Do-Hyun stopped him. Do-Hyun then took him to eat, watching him proudly. Training resumed. Do-Hyun kept winning. When Woo-sol had an opening to punch, he held back to avoid Do-Hyun's face. Do-Hyun criticized his lack of focus, called him oversensitive, and ended training. It was Woo-Sol's last lesson before Do-Hyun's transfer. Before leaving, Do-Hyun said, "Know what sharks lack? Swim bladders. If they stop swimming, they sink and die. That's why they keep moving. You're like that." After this, Do-Hyun left. Woo-Sol cried. Meanwhile, another inmate tipped off Seok-Chan about Woo-Sol's training. Seok-Chan had joined a gang and monitored Woo-Sol. He visited, taunting their next meeting. After Do-Hyun left, Woo-Sol returned to his old cell under Sang-Hyup, the former captain released from solitary. Sang-Hyup expected Woo-Sol to challenge him since rumors called Woo-Sol the crazy bastard who beats everyone, but was surprised by Woo-Sol's kindness. After seeing Won-Jun lose to Woo-Sol, Song-Hyung insisted on fighting Woo-Sol to prove superiority. Woo-Sol refused, but Song-Hyung promised to be his lapdog if defeated. Woo-Sol agreed on one condition. If he won, Song-Hyung and Won-Jun would stop fighting and bullying. The next day, inmates gathered for the fight. Song-Hyung dominated early with kicks, pounding Woo-Sol down and slamming him. But Woo-Sol rose, only to get kicked in the face again. As Song-Hyung turned away, Woo-Sol stood. Song-Hyung attacked with another kick. This time Woo-Sol caught it and shoved him down. Song-Hyung locked Woo-Sol in a hold, but Woo-Sol punched his thigh until released. Standing again, Woo-Sol locked Song-Hyung in a chokehold. Song-Hyung refused to tap. Inmates grew worried, urging Woo-Sol to release him until guards broke it up and sent both to solitary. After solitary, Woo-Sol returned to general population. He and Sang-Hyup approached gang leaders proposing a peace treaty. With all agreeing to coexist, the prison calmed. Before Woo-Sol's release, Song-Hyung taught him his signature kick, and gang leaders became friends. In adult prison, Do-Hyun still trained weaker inmates. Soon, Woo-Sol completed his sentence and was released. But Seok-Chan picked him up. Woo-Sol tried ignoring him. Seok-Chan persisted. Woo-Sol asked why Seok-Chan hated him enough to target him from the start. Seok-Chan had no answer, only hate. They fought. As usual at the beginning of the match, Woo-Sol is battered, until he remembers Do-Hyun's words and it motivates him to get up. He countered Seok-Chan's attacks, remembering Do-Hyun's bleeding-inducing punch technique. It worked. Blood gushed around Seok-Chan's eye. Weakened, Seok-Chan fell, rose, and traded blows. Finally, as Woo-Sol prepared to strike again, Seok-Chan covered his face fearfully. Woo-Sol released him. Seok-Chan fell, furious at losing to Woo-Sol. Woo-Sol won, leaving Seok-Chan on the ground. Days later, Woo-Sol visited Do-Hyun. They joked about Do-Hyun's shark analogy, how lacking swim bladders forces sharks to keep moving to survive. After visiting an aquarium, Woo-Sol remained unsure but understood Do-Hyun's message.